As you guys know, I've been making graphic design content on this channel geared around merch design since 2013. That's a little over 7 years now. It's insane to think that we've gone this far. We've learned so much together. And one of the things that I've always wanted to do with my merch design videos was show you guys how to take your designs and get them ready for print, specifically DTG printing. And we're doing just that now. We're taking this merch design a step further and teaching you guys how to actually color manage your documents so they look good with print. There's so much stuff involved with designing that goes far beyond just being a good designer. There's so much knowledge that you have to have with printing, whether that's DTG, screen printing, whatever it is. There's just so much that goes into it. So I'm hoping that we can dissect this and make it less of an unknown and make it more of something that's just common knowledge. To do that, I've partnered with Apliiq, and you're gonna learn a lot about Apliiq in the coming days, but Apliiq is a great resource, and they have some of the best print-on-demand resources that you guys can ask for. Trust me when I say that, and we're gonna go into that way more right now. I'm gonna stop there, and I wanna introduce my good friend over at Apliiq. He's going to introduce a brand new series that we are starting on this channel. All right, let me welcome Ian real quick.
What is up, graphic designers and Charlie? Charlie, I'm so happy that we connected to put together this series about designing with a purpose. It's all about taking the rad graphic design skills that you have and tuning them and focusing them and making sure that you have all the tips and tricks you need to create amazing results with apparel production. So if you're designing printed t-shirts or hoodies, you're thinking about embroidery and how your artwork can translate into embroidery or labeling or any of those types of things, I'm so happy that we get to walk the entire crew through how to do those things. We'll be creating a bunch of digital examples and physical examples and showing you how the results pan out. So subscribe, guys, stay tuned. Some good things to come with Design for a Purpose.
So that was Ian, and I am so stoked, Ian, by the way, that you did that for me. He did have a lot of stuff going on, and he still got that intro done for me. So thank you so much, man. You are literally the GOAT. But he just mentioned something very important, guys. Design with purpose. And that is a brand new series that we're bringing to this channel in order to give you guys more knowledge than we ever have before. And we're going to be talking about Bella Canvas more too, because obviously they kind of go hand in hand with all this stuff. Get Apliiq in your head, guys, because they are the leaders in print on demand, and they have one of the best platforms for it. And they cater towards fashion and apparel. That is very, very important, guys. And again, we're going to talk about them a lot more on this channel. But to move forward, what I want to do is break down a design that I currently have. Ian has left me some notes on this design and that we're going to be talking about, and we're going to try to fix it in order to get it prepared for DTG printing, okay? Print on demand. And when we do that, you're going to be learning a lot of things about color and stuff like that. So let's hop into Photoshop, dissect the design a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys some do's and don'ts that Ian helped me put together, and we're going to dive really deep into it. So let's get it. The design that I want to talk about today is this one. It says, join the team at NASA. We made a tutorial on this one, which is why I wanted to talk about it. And I really love this design, but there are a few things that I can give you guys notes on and help you guys to understand how this is going to print. Now, this design was done in RGB. We talk about RGB CMYK all the time. I've mentioned it in a lot of videos. Basically, RGB is more of like a screen color space, right? That's more for displaying things to people's eyes. CMYK is more of a print color space. So a lot of printers that you see these days use the CMYK color space for a good reason, because that is the print color space. A lot of these colors in this design are not going to look exactly the same when printed, and that's simply because they're going to have a color shift when printed. Now, when you're printing with things like direct-to-garment printing, those printers will not print RGB perfectly, and you have to be careful with that. So in order to show you guys how this would look printed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this whole design, and we're going to convert this to CMYK, and I want to show you guys what it looks like converted. And I want you guys to pay very close attention to this shift. So I'm going to go up to Image, Mode, CMYK, and then we're going to flatten it. That's fine. Okay. You guys see the shift right there? So look at the before and after, and I'll actually do Command Z on my keyboard. You do see that, right? There is a very subtle difference. Basically, things are shifting a little bit, right? And that is simply because CMYK changes. One tip I can give you guys is think about the colors that you're going to print before you start designing. Put a color palette together, put a few together before designing that are safe for print, and make sure they're within the print color spectrum, if that makes sense. So the one thing that I would do with this design is either accept the fact that it's going to change or just change the colors. So we could do that if we wanted to. When you've been designing as long as I have, you kind of understand that colors may shift when printed, but I knew that these colors wouldn't shift that much, but that's something that you have to accept or you have to fix. Now, if I were to do a large batch print of these, I would print some examples first, which is what me and Ian are probably going to do.
Whoa, 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 Charlie. Let's print some shirts, man. Let's show these people exactly what we're talking about. Come on. Got our print done. As I was kind of expecting a little bit, I think the teal might just be ever so slightly lighter than it looks in the RGB file that you created, Charlie. So I think it'll probably be like an acceptable result overall. The shirt's in the dryer right now, so I'll give you guys some awesome photos of that when it comes out. Yeah, so just whenever you're creating artwork files for DTG, it's in a lot of respects, it's almost like the more colors you use, the better color representation you'll have. But when you're like isolating one specific color and you're using that in a lot of different areas, you just want to pay careful attention to like the differences between RGB and CMYK and make sure that the color you're picking in RGB has like a really kind of solid representation over on the CMYK side. It's definitely like a much more advanced topic on direct-to-garment printing, but that's why we're here. We're here to dial in the art form, and I hope all these tips are going to be a huge help to you guys as you're designing products. All right, I'll check back in as soon as that shirt comes out of the dryer. All right, guys, so we got the shirts dried, and I just want to quickly show you a little bit about the color. So over here on the computer in RGB, you can see you've got like this nice, super kind of rich teal color. There's a little bit of glare on the screen. There we go. A pretty nice rich teal color. Like, you come over here to the shirt, and it's still teal. It just looks ever so slightly lighter than you would expect it to. Like if you maybe went by it like a quick pass, it could almost look just ever so slightly whiter. So again, just something to keep in mind with your files as you're setting them up, especially as you're using just super isolated color sets. Just keep that CMYK conversion in mind and you'll get the results that you want. Hope that's helpful, guys.
Ian surprised me with all this crazy footage, so thank you so much, Ian. I appreciate it. Let's show him some love in the comment section below. On this next part, I'm going to show you guys how to install Apliiq on Shopify. Once you log into your new Shopify store or your existing Shopify store, you're going to go to the section it's called Apps, okay? And when you go to Apps, you're just going to search for Apliiq. That is Apliiq. And at the very bottom left here, usually that's where it is, you're going to see Apliiq. Print on demand. You're going to click on that, and what you want to do is you want to add that app to your store, and I'm doing this from scratch to show you guys, okay? So once you add that, install that app, give it permissions and everything like that, and if you haven't already, just create an account with them once you actually add that app. Once you create your account, you're going to see a little message on top that says, nice job, your account has been created, and just choose what you're creating this account for, okay? So I'm going to just go through the steps real quick. The one thing I love about Apliiq right away is that their website is just, everything's in a step, right? So it's step 1, step 2, step 3. It's really easy for newcomers to understand. The best part about it all is if you go to all their products and you scroll down a little bit past all these other brands, you will see Bella Canvas t-shirt, and you can actually print your designs on Bella Canvas. And this is a great way to start printing on Bella Canvas. I love it so much. And as you guys know, I've been printing on Bella Canvas and wearing nothing but Bella Canvas for the longest time. So another unique feature of Apliiq that other print on demand companies fail to offer is pocket tees, which have patterns on them. And then another thing is woven labels. You can actually get your own woven label made with Apliiq, and that is just something that nobody else offers. So they really are starting a clothing line from the ground up to the next level. And this is the easiest way to get into it, guys, honestly. So I'm not gonna get into everything in this one video. There's just way too much to talk about. We're gonna, dive deep into each topic. But what you could do here is just literally get rid of the pocket if you don't want it. You can change the shirt color if you wanted to just by clicking on this. And let's see the garment. That looks good. Now add your artwork and you can literally just wait for your design to upload. And you can subscribe to their YouTube channel right here. Look at that. And they have a plethora of knowledge that you guys can learn. I mean, it's insane. But there's your design. You don't have to do anything else really. And you can also screen print on this website. That's another thing to mention. You don't have to just do digital print. So that is just a quick brief overview. If you were to go to next, you can set things like price and description of your product and add it to your Shopify store. We're just scratching the surface with this, guys. When you're designing merch, you have to design with a purpose, and that is what this new series is all about. Designing with a purpose is going to go far beyond just being a merch designer. We're going to dive deep into the printing and everything like that. So thank you so much, Apliiq, for partnering up with me. It means a lot to me. I'm so happy they welcomed me as part of their family. I think they made a mistake, but we're gonna find out. All jokes aside, Ian, shout out to you, man. Honestly, you made this possible. Thank you so much. And to my subscribers watching this video, you guys want to subscribe and smash that like button. Subscribe to Apliiq, subscribe to Bella Canvas. My name is Charlie Pangus. I'll catch you guys in the very next video. Peace.